What's your take on Amber Rose and 21 Savage?
I ain't got no take on that. She doing what she do. You know what I mean? Ain't her and Black China good friends?
Yeah, actually.
Exactly.
So you're saying that 21 Savage is going to end up like
No, I'm not saying he's going to end up like Rob Kardashian. But I'm just saying, you know, he's just added himself to a list. Put it that way.
Well, he might end up like Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa's on the list right now. What you talking about? She not with him no more.
Well, he might end up with a baby.
Okay. But will you end up happily ever after with this girl? I don't know. It's possible. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
So I'm not gonna hate on it, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you'll have a baby with her. What? So what? Now you've created a baby daddy list. Because right now there's only one. So now that'll be a new list to be on.
What did you think of the bottomless photo that Amber Rose released a while back?
All the ones I saw had a fucking little box on it anyway. I mean, it was all right. Like, you know, she's cool. She's a pretty girl. She got a fat ass. But listen, I'm not all into this internet shit like that. Ogling at these internet girls and when they take their so what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so what?
You know what's crazy?
I'm not going to jerk off to that. That's not off material.
Everyone, a lot of people are talking about Lala, right?
Because I'd like to talk about Lala.
So let's talk about
because I'm not happy. I am not happy.
Well, she recently was in Power and she showed her titties.
Oh, not just showed her titties. She was fake fucking the white guy on there.
Right.
Twice in 2 episodes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Me no like.
Someone had
checked my Twitter timeline as it was happening. I put, no, Lala, no!
Okay, well, number one, why'd you have a problem with it?
Well, because, I've chilled with Carmelo a few times, so that's kind of uncomfortable. Carmelo's the god, you know what I mean? Carmelo got knowledge and shit, his brother and all of that. So it was like, damn, that's the god's wife right there, you know what I mean? Like, that's
right. They're still married. They're not divorced.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, yo, this is uncomfortable to watch. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't necessarily like seeing her with that white guy on the show, with Tommy. And look how Tommy's treating her too, okay? Like, his character was gung-ho over that white girl with the red hair. You know what I mean? It kind of looked like his mom's. He's just fucking Lala. You know what I mean? Like on the show, he fucked her and he's like, oh, I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, he's not pulling out his fucking ring from his neck and all that type of shit. And spoiler alert, okay? Not that I know, but I feel like I'm able to see into the future with these shows. Lala about to get killed by Tommy, okay? That's my prediction, okay? She about to get killed by Tommy.
Someone had posted up a picture and said, y'all weren't tripping off the Mexican body Lala. And they showed
I saw that. I saw that. Whoa.
Because Lala did not have the ass, the hips, all that. All that's come recently. You're not going to say that came from the gym. That's obviously plastic surgery.
Of course.
Of course.
But these girls don't give a fuck these days. They're like, yeah, it was. And? See, there was a time when, you see, now we're desensitized to that. Because there was a time when women were embarrassed to admit that they had plastic surgery. Oh, no, I didn't. They were embarrassed to say they stapled their stomach and all. And you just looking at these motherfuckers. Really? Really, motherfucker? You was 350 pounds last week. Okay? You look like SpongeBob Square ass last week. And now your shit is all cloud, bam, bam. Come on, knock it off.
You can usually tell by the belly button. When you get a lot of lipo and everything else like that, your belly button just becomes just crazy looking.
See, I don't know, man.
You can't tell because, there's all this, filters and angles and stuff like that. When you see, you go like the strip club and you see the girls that are all plastic surgeryed out, and take a look at the belly button. You're going to see some interesting concoctions.
Next time I will. Haven't been to one in a while.
Yeah, but Lala is, it's a little weird, I gotta say.
Hang on. This is the God's wife. Okay? Hang on a second. Now, me and my brothers talking about this, and we're like, damn, what's the conversation like? When you got to shoot this shit and all of that, and you got to go back and tell, well, they got some shit in the script, and they want me to fuck Tommy, and it looks like I'm gonna have to be naked, and I seen, all right, she did a thing on the Breakfast Club. Did you see her interview on the Breakfast Club?
I heard of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well, basically she's like, people gotta understand that I'm playing a character, and that's not Lala, that's Lakeisha. Oh, I hate when people say that. Okay? I'm sorry, Lala, but that is not a good excuse. That is you. Okay? Let's not get it twisted. Lakeisha is a made-up fucking character that does not really exist. Tommy's hands weren't on Lakeisha's titties. They were on Lala's titties. The Tommy's hands wasn't on Lakeisha's ass. That was Lala's ass in real life. We can tell ourselves shit to justify it and all of this, but at the end of the day, that was you. That was you. And we could say, I was doing it for my craft and all of this type of shit. Those are the shits they tell you to say to make yourself feel better about what the fuck you did. You know what I mean? I did some shit on Oz. My fucking dick was out. Lord Jamar did that. Yeah, my character, but that was me. That was my dick, okay? And it was out. And I gotta live with that. You know what I mean? So let's not talk all this bullshit about, that wasn't really me. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Your lips came in contact when you was tongue kissing this man. His hands were all over you. Now, you're playing a character, but I'm sorry. It's still you. And they even said, you're rich. Why even do that? You see? But I get it. She feels like by doing something like that she's trying to prove herself as a real actress. And I get it. Okay? I get it. She wants to really do this. But sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to say, wait a minute. Does that really make me an actress? Because I just fake fucked on camera.
Okay, so let's talk about the Oz scene. When they told you you're going to be naked with a bunch of dudes in the shower in this scene.
Well, it wasn't a bunch of dudes. It was one dude. Okay?
One dude, okay.
First of all, when I first signed on, like she said, they make you sign a nudity waiver as soon as you sign on to the cast. So you know that there's a potential. But I knew from Giddy Street that I wasn't going to be doing no gay shit. I wasn't going to be doing no sexual scenes if I was going to be naked in the motherfucking shit. You know what I mean?
How did you know that? If you signed...
Because we talked about it upon doing it. That's the first thing homie said to me. You know what I mean?
Okay, but a verbal conversation is different than a contract you sign. He can go back and say, I never told him that. He signed the contract.
Yeah, that's right. He could have.
Yeah.
But he didn't. You know what I mean? Okay. He didn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, could have. And then I would have had to break a contract at that time. You see what I'm saying? And then just dealt with that.
Okay, so you signed the nudity waiver. Did you know about the shower scene when you signed on?
No.
Okay, you didn't know about it.
There was just a possibility that this could happen in the future.
Okay. You signed the nudity waiver. You're doing your show. Mm-hmm. It's going well. Everyone loves Oz. Was that your biggest acting role at that point?
That was my first acting role ever.
Your first acting role, right. So you're excited about this new career direction you're going into. The money's cool. And then you come into that reading and you're looking at that.
Well, there is no
that
reading.
piece of
They send
paper.
you the script. You know what I mean? They send you the script and you get this. Oh, new script's here. Okay, cool. You're reading it. Supreme is in the shower with homeboy in the wheelchair. I forget his character's name. And they get into a fight. And I'm like, this is interesting. How are they gonna shoot? I'm thinking in my mind, how are they gonna shoot this without us being fully naked? And I'm like, well, I guess they'll figure it out. You kind of didn't, but then I'm thinking, hang on, this might be the one where they're like, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure. But then when you get there and you go to your dressing room and you open the door and you see this paper on the fucking table. Now it's another thing they make you sign for that day. Like, you know what I mean? You already signed a waiver for like, just in general. But now this is for like, okay, today's the day type of shit. And I was just like, oh, shit, they really holding me to this shit. You know what I mean? And then I was like, you know, but I read the script. It wasn't no homo shit and nothing like that. I said, listen, I'm a man of my word. You know what I mean? I'm a man of my word. Even though I'm mad uncomfortable right now, I really don't want to do this necessarily. But when he asked me in the beginning, would you do, you know, aside from any gay shit, would you be willing to do something like that? I told the nigga, yeah. You know what I mean? So now I'm not going to fucking, you know what I mean? Act like an asshole, like my word is bond, regardless to whom or what.
So at that point, if you said, I'm not comfortable doing this, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
What would have happened?
Well, I mean, I guess I would have got fired and they would have, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? They would have had to, it might have put a whole, you know, they would have had to try to rewrite something. I mean, it would have fucked up a lot of money and all of that type of shit. Steve Buscemi was directing that episode. You know what I mean? So that was some big shit too. Like,
So in all the acting that you've done, have you ever encountered one of your fellow actors saying, I ain't going to do this?
Well, I haven't been on many sets that were so crazy, you know what I mean, where they have to say that. So, no.
Right. Because, for example, you know, and I got this story from a couple different people, from Tyron Turner and from MC8, where when Tupac was cast as the Muslim character on Menace to Society, when they were doing the readings, Tupac started arguing with the Hughes brothers saying, nah, I mean, like, I think my character needs more of a backstory. It's just not really, you know, like, this doesn't make sense to me. I want to change it. And then they got into a big argument, and then Tupac said, okay, forget it. Fuck this movie. You know what I mean? And then that was that. That was why Tupac was not in Menace to Society. And
right.
Why he ended up beating up the Hughes brothers afterwards. But this shit does happen. And I guess, but people are worried about fucking up their money, fucking up their relationships, being blackballed, and so forth.
Right, but Lala don't have to worry about her money being fucked up. She's good.
Is she good?
Yeah, she's good. Come on. Between the shit that she does and being married to Carmelo, come on. She's good.
Well, being married to Carmelo, you don't know if there's a prenup or not, number one. They have a baby, but the baby is now, you know, what, maybe 10 or something? Like, I mean, there's child support. I think Lala is looking at this going like, okay, there's a possibility me and Mello are getting divorced because you've been hearing about it. Let me go get this plastic surgery and let me go get this money. This is what it looks like to me.
I mean, she been seemed like she was out there trying to get that money. Like, you know, she did a bunch of hostings and this and that. And, you know, and then she got on this, you know, she was in the movie with she was one of the mothers in the New Edition movie. You know what I mean? I actually liked her in that role.
Right.
You know?
I liked her too. But let me tell you something. Once you get accustomed to that Carmelo lifestyle.
Absolutely. I get it.
What she is doing independently is not going to equal that.
Right. So now the question is to be asked, how far do we go in order to try to maintain a certain type of lifestyle? You know what I mean? Like what part of our morals are we willing to give away? You know? It all depends. How much of ourselves, that's something that each person has to determine for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I just know
Absolutely.
that if I was Carmelo, you know, or anybody that has to watch their wife do a sex scene, like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit is crazy. Or even the women that have to watch their husbands do it. Like, it's just got to be kind of fucking crazy. Because at the end of the day, you could talk all of this, that's my character shit. No, that was you. That was you. So if y'all really fucked, you're going to say, oh, well, my character really fucked him, but it wasn't me. Like, come on. Y'all fucked. Don't tell me it was in the name of some other shit. Like, own up to that shit. His hands was all over you. You know what I mean?
And that's what it is, man. That's how we're going to end it, too. Lord Jamar, always a pleasure. Till next time.
Yes, sir.